Hey, y'all, check this out. Technical Tuesdays, diving into the charts. Let's go. Bitcoin sitting at $21,489. Just looking at coin market cap here really quick. We see Ethereum up to $1,165, and pretty much everything is green right now. Looking at the bubbles here, we can see across the crypto market, pretty much all green, everything to the upside. And for me, I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Looking at the fear greed, a lot of fear is still in the markets, and that's something to pay attention to, but also the technicals as well. If we go down to the daily time frame here on Bitcoin, what do we see here? We do see here bullish moves, but like I said last week on Technical Tuesday, I think it's really just a pullback, and we should prepare for a counter trend line. Why is that? We see here that our support, and guys, a lot of people got this right, but let me show you how easy this was. This wasn't like a hard play to realize that Bitcoin is going down to 17, right? We were looking at back in 2018 where we spiked up here, and that became a level of support. So looking at that level and just going across, that was almost an indicator like, okay, this is the next level of support for us. So I know a lot of people got it right. I know some people got it wrong. I don't know how people that are doing TA got this wrong, but that's another conversation. But this is just an easy play, so we can move that here. We can move this actually out of here. As we see, it did hit our zones pretty much spot on, as you can see. So we'll move this out of the way so you guys can kind of look at the full price action picture of what we are looking at right now. Going to the monthly time frame, we can see here that we have this here. It pretty much wicked. It's hit spot on. But on the daily time frame is really what I want you guys to pay attention to right now, because this is something that is pretty much happening right now. So looking here, we had a counter trend line that we can put on Bitcoin, pulling back right here, right? And I'll move this out. I'll move the red line out of the way just to make it real simple for you guys. That was a counter trend line. We have the regular trend line that's coming down, as you can see clearly on a weekly. Counter trend line coming down, and on the daily time frame, I think we're doing the same thing. I think we can plan for a counter trend line move. Right now, it's looking like this for it to break. And be honest with you, we're bearish until we break 32.5. Let's say 32.5. We're bearish until we break 32.5. This is just on the Bitcoin chart. We didn't go through anything else, but I'll call 32.5 as that level to break, and that's pretty much breaking this major level of resistance right here that you guys can take a look at here, right there. So anything that happens below here, I'm still considering to be a bearish activity. Despite the hype, everyone's saying that's the bottom, that's it. I just don't think so, guys. Looking at the fundamentals, looking at what's going on in the markets, I don't see it. So, and we'll see how it goes. Even going down to the 4 hour, we can kind of get a better overview of what's going on. Hopefully you guys can see this. But getting rid of all the charts and just looking at pure price action, we're pulling back here. And the question is, will we break this level right here? Will we break 23.5? Will we break that? I'm not sure. As of right now, on the 4 hour, we're already overbought. As you can see here on the stochastics down here, we're already up there. So this may be a time to take short positions. This may be a time to look at that, because we're already overbought. So pay attention to that. I think for me, I would put my counter trend line here and wait for a break, and pretty much just brace for another low to be created. Don't get caught in a buy trap. So I think they call it bull traps here in the crypto side of things. My background is in Forex, so I'm not necessarily keen on all the other terminologies that I've heard. I pretty much just traded Forex for a while and did pretty well. So that's kind of what we're looking at here on the daily time frame. We actually gonna go to other charts so you guys can see, and we'll look at there. I cleared this chart out. We had this chart marked up for a while, and it's refreshing to see a clean chart. I love clean charts. The monthly time frame here, just pulling back. So right now, just looking at the monthly, it got a level of support here at 14,000 is the next one after, if we break 17. So we'll have this here, and then we'll have this next one about right here at 17, but then we have another one at 12. So let me see on the weekly time frame just to make sure we're spot on here. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right from what we have. Adjust this up a little bit. We already touched that. Next one I have is at the tip of the wick, 14. And then that could even, that range would be 14 to 12. So that's something we're looking at there. Going to Ethereum. Ethereum, same game. Same game. It was an easy call. You were able to see it a mile away, especially after we broke that low. As soon as this low was broken, as soon as this was broken where, we this level, this wick was broken, and you look across, as soon as that broke, that should have been the indicator, right? We're going down lower. That right there is the indicator for me. I didn't need a break and close below, a continuation of that break. But as soon as we broke that level, and to be honest with you, looking back on it, if we were paying attention, as soon as we were up here, we should have known, because huge bearish candle right here broke, EMA's crossed. That was an indicator right there for this drop. Despite the pullback, there's no reason why we should have broke right there. So it pulled back, but we should have already been on alert. What's going on? It already made a low. Once it made that low, how market structure works, it's going to make a lower high and then make a lower low. So before this lower low even happened, there was plenty of opportunity there. But what we can do right now is really just plan and look for potential bottoms. And that's going to be the search. I'm not really one of those to call the bottom, but we're just going to use technicals to see what's going on and pretty much provide if-then scenarios. I still have Ethereum going to 800. That is still our target. And I'm waiting for that because we already know Ethereum's not going anywhere, right, guys? Ethereum's not going anywhere. Everyone knows that. So despite the problems with the merge and, Ethereum not being able to get their stuff together, we all know Ethereum's not going anywhere. So Ethereum $8, that's a huge buy. And I think it'll be interesting to see. How the market responds to these low price levels this time around. Going through the previous bear market, it was kind of like the wild, wild west, I would say, more so because, there was more people saying, oh, crypto's a scam. People are still saying that. But the magnitude of people that were saying it back then, it was insane. Now you have banks co-signing it. You have, countries adopting the technology. It's a completely different ball game. But as of right now, the market cycle is still continuing. We might be heading down for, until 2024. So it might be a strong year and a half. We're waiting for some action. So looking here, looking at the bubbles, going to Cardano. Did we finish on ETH? You guys got what you needed from ETH. That's our target, 800. We're pulling back here. I don't really see a pullback level. There's a little one here that we can look at, but everything's pulling back, and I would just do counter trend lines on everything. Just wait for the break. That's kind of how I would look at it. I don't necessarily see a good one to do, but let's go to a 2 hour maybe. But you see at the stochastics how everything's overbought, right? That is an indicator as well. I know it's an indicator. I know it's not pure price action, but that's something to pay attention to as well and respect. So a counter trend line, I can't really draw a nice one there, but definitely if you can squeeze a counter trend line on the lower time frames, definitely have at it. The 436 minute is one I was able to get one on there. That's something just to pay attention to because it's almost imminent. So we'll see. No guarantees, but that's what I'm calling it, another drop. So same thing with Cardano. Cardano, same thing. Found a bottom. That was an easy one to find. The support there, respect the support, would support multiple times and get a pullback. It's hard to see a pullback here. So you have to go lower. I know you guys are probably having problems seeing this, but the pullback here, it's the same thing. I would try to it was really just counter trend line days, guys. It's really just counter trend line days the whole time. Counter trend line, counter trend line, counter trend line, every single time. Counter trend line here. Try to squeeze one in if we can. Almost, yes. Get a counter trend line in there. I don't necessarily see price going above this level, so that's something to pay attention to as well. If we break above 55 cents on Cardano with this price action, I don't see it, but it's definitely a possibility. I don't see it though. I really don't. But something to pay attention to. If it does, then we have different resistance levels at 61 cents, another resistant level sitting here at 67 cents as well. But that's something to pay attention to. But like I said, I'm counter trend line day to day. We see XRP, Ripple not doing much of anything. Pretty much, a slight pullback as well. And, it's already marked up. If you guys can see what the markup looks like, go to the weekly time frame for us. Pull down and make this pretty for you guys to see. This is what ours look like. And we see here we broke our level of resistance. Our level of support was broken, going up to 37 cents. That was broken. The next stop support is 22 cents. So I would love a Ripple at 22 cents. I would love that. I definitely feel like it's extremely undervalued. I feel like everything's undervalued right now. So definitely pay attention. Dollar cost average. That's what we're doing. You guys can do your own research and do what you guys want. But that's what we're doing here at Clockwise Crypto. Pulling down here, 17 cents is our next level of support. There's a minor one here as well, if you can see here at 23 cents as well. So pay attention to that. But as of right now, support here and also a support here at 22 to pay attention to. So that's something that we're looking at here. From a counter trend line perspective, like I said, it's like counter trend line day, because I definitely think we still have room to go further down. I would squeeze a counter trend line in somewhere if I can. My counter trend line would be, of course, from this wick. I can't do it from this wick, I don't think, but we'll try. It's hard to do counter trend lines today, but that's kind of my counter trend line here. Expecting a break. We'll keep this up so you guys can see, but that's on the 2-hour time frame. If I go to 436 minute, it's not much better, but the 2-hour time frame got a counter trend line in there. Expecting a break to the bottom, make a new low. That's kind of the bias across every pair that we're looking at right now, every crypto we're looking at right now. Going to Stellar, same thing. Level of support was touched and broken here. Perfect level of support. It broke below. Same scenario. On the weekly time frame. Going to the 2-hour time frame, we see here everything gets smaller, so we're gonna fix it for you. Get smaller, coming up, counter trend line time, and putting a counter trend line in here somewhere to see what happens. So we're gonna leave this up here for the next time we touch the technicals. If there's a big drop, we're gonna cover technicals here. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna see where we're at, how it responds to our levels. We're gonna look at how it responds to our different price points and our price action here on the chart. So hope you guys got some value out of this video. And like I said, this is a time to accumulate. Like I've been blessed enough to survive a bear market before. This is another bear market. Like I said, December 2017, I got in, price goes up, Bitcoin goes up to like 19,000, 20,000, almost 20,000. And it's pretty much a bloodbath for the entire year. So this is the time to accumulate. This is the time when really crypto wealth. This is the time when millionaires are made through bear markets like this, pullbacks like this. So this is gonna be a very interesting time to look at. I want to make sure we have our counter trend lines on each chart, so you guys can see what we're talking about and see what happens. There's no guarantee, but this is just our bias on the market. So we're gonna make sure we have counter trend lines on every chart, so you guys can understand the why behind why we're putting counter trend lines on every single chart, so you can see what happens, and we can kind of just document this entire journey, right? There's no guarantees, but that's kind of just what we're looking at here. So I hope you got some value out of this video. and keep doing your own research, keep studying the charts, and keep moving forward in everything that you do. And we'll see you soon.